Hello there, my beautiful friends. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your yoga teacher for today. We are in the lovely St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I thought that this would be a good time for me to film a flow for runners. We've been doing a lot of hiking and a lot of snorkeling. My legs are a little sore, so what better time than right now? We're going to start today's practice in Happy Baby. So go ahead, meet me on your mat in your most beautiful expression, Happy Baby. Coming down onto your back and then grabbing either the outside edges of your calves. And of course, we are attempting to pull the knees towards the armpits, just a general direction. They're not going to make it there. And if you want, you could grab from the ankles or maybe even the outside edges of the feet. Go ahead and close the eyes and begin to drop in right here, right now. Bringing the awareness to the breath. Dropping the to-do list. And only thinking about right now. You just showed up for yourself to help yourself feel better. Kudos to you. You should be proud of yourself. Showing up is always the hardest part. And we understood the assignment. We showed up. Way to go. You are my hero. While we're here, no matter where you're grabbing from, we're going to try to just play with straightening the legs one at a time. So maybe taking the right leg and trying to straighten it and just seeing how it feels. It doesn't have to come down. It can actually come up to straighten. That's fine. And release. Let's try to straighten the left leg. Seeing how that feels in the body. And release. Very nice. One more time with that right leg. Flexing the feet, pointing the feet, noticing that difference. And release, and left side. Same thing, pointing that foot, flexing that foot, feeling the differences between the two. Very nice. Go ahead and hug those knees into the chest. We're going to send the left leg out long. You can continue to hug that right knee into the chest. Should feel really nice. And roll that ankle one way. Oh, yes. Feels so good. And then roll that ankle the other way. Oh, it's so nice. Let's go ahead and interlace the hands behind the thigh. And then we're just going to straighten the leg the best we can. Doesn't matter how straight it is. Doesn't matter if it's completely bent. We are just going to pull on that leg now towards our bodies. So doesn't matter what it looks like. We are only going for the stretch and the pull in the leg. If you want to grab from your calf, that's always nice. And of course, we can always grab our feet if that's accessible. Just breathing, noticing the tight spots, sending that breath to those tight areas. And then maybe opening up towards the right. Taking your left hand on the left hip to keep it down. And just seeing how this feels. Same thing. If your leg is bent, kind of like it was on Happy Baby, it's wonderful. That's okay. We are finding what feels good, and we are dropping in right there. Sending that breath to the tight areas will always help you get through the stretch. Focusing on the breath, not on the tightness. And we're going to take this right leg all the way across the body, leaving it as straight or bent as it is. And then trying to get the chest to revolve to where this right hand and right shoulder come to the ground. Oh, yeah. A little bit of a odd supine twist here. Should feel really nice. Just breathing. And gently we come back to center. And we hug both of those knees into the chest. And let's send that right leg out long. And hug in this left knee. Yes, other side. Go ahead and take that ankle roll on this side. Going one way. And reversing that circle. Oh, yes. Feels so good on my ankles. Go ahead and interlace your hands behind that left leg. Send that left leg up towards the sky. Pointed or flexed foot, it doesn't matter. And let's try to give it a little bit of a stretch here. So no matter where you're pulling from, we're just trying to pull the leg towards the body. Yes, this pulls in the hamstrings and all of these thigh muscles, but it also pulls at our low back. Okay, and we know it's very important, and this is one of those stretch that seems to be pulling a certain thing, but then the next day your back can be sore and you don't understand why. And it's because we are pulling our low back muscles whenever we are doing this. And go ahead and open that foot out to the left, taking that right hand on your right hip bone, making sure that it stays firmly planted on the mat. And we breathe. We're not holding or clenching here. We are focusing on the breath. And we are sending that breath to the tight areas. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring that leg all the way across the body. Send it over towards the right. Excuse me. And send that left hand out long, trying to get that left hand and shoulder onto the mat. Yes, this feels lovely. Just breathing. As always in my flows, there should never be any tight shooting or sharp stabbing pains. It should be a touch of discomfort, but just a little bit. We don't want to hurt ourselves so much that we can't run or practice tomorrow. Inhale, we come back to center, hug those knees in again. And we are going to rock and roll, of course, up to a seated cobbler pose. But go ahead, take this nice spinal rock, spinal massage. Feeling all into that back before we come up into our seated cobbler. So, no matter where the legs may be, I want you to take your hands around your feet and open those feet up like a little book here. And go ahead and give those feet a nice little massage. While we're massaging our feet, I want you to lengthen through the spine, lengthening as long as you can get it. And I want you to try to fold. So we're folding at the same time that we are opening and massaging. This does a couple things, of course. I'm sure you're realizing this now, but this gives you something to focus on. A lot of times when we come into stretches, we focus on the pain of the stretch. So while we're opening the hips here, we are also giving ourselves the most loving massage that our bodies mentally think. So whenever we rub our feet, our bodies are immediately triggered to say, we are being taken care of. We are nurtured and we are loved right now. You know, our feet support us. They get us on our runs. They get us through our hikes. They get us through grocery shopping even, right? Our feet take us everywhere and anywhere we want to go, and we should treat them with a loving kindness. So this massage that we just take a couple minutes to do really does good things for our nervous system, probably our sympathetic nervous system. I'm just guessing. But I know that our feet have so many nerve endings, and this just makes me feel lovely. Awesome. Sit up nice and tall here. Plant your left hand down to the side and sweep that right arm up and overhead. Gazes up towards the sky or the ceiling. Inhale up. Plant the right hand. Left hand sweeps up and overhead. Gazes up. And let's go to the other side again. Left hand plants. Right hand sweeps up and over. And back up. Right hand plants. Left hand up and over. Very nice. And back to center. We're going to come over into a tabletop, all fours position. Making sure the shoulders are over the wrist and the hips are over the knees. Feet are parallel with each other. Your gaze is in between those thumbs. Once you get here, let's go ahead and drop that belly and lift that chest on our inhale. And exhale, we round through the spine, coming in for cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Go ahead and do these a few times to the rhythm of your own breath. And everybody meets back in our all fours position here. Go ahead and send that right leg back, stretching through that lower calf muscle here. It should feel nice. We've kind of already stretched him a little bit, so this should feel really good. And then we're going to step this right foot behind this left foot. And this left leg, we can pivot it to the side or we can leave it like this, whichever feels best for you. And then our right hand's going to come off the mat and come up overhead. Breathing. One more step, if you want to take it, would be to reach that right hand and grab for that right leg and then kick. Nice quad stretch here. Nice low back stretch. We breathe. No holding. No clenching. Beautiful. Release that foot. And let's go ahead and meet back in an all fours position. Nice. Go ahead and find your positioning here. Send the left leg back, stretching through that calf. And let's take that left foot behind that right. And you can either leave that right foot where it is or pivot it. And then sweep that left hand up towards the sky or the ceiling. Or even overhead if that feels good for you. And if you challenged yourself and took the next step, I challenge you to take the next step here, grabbing that foot and kicking. Really feeling that stretch all in that calf. In that quad. Hip flexor. Oh, yes. And release. And come back to all fours. Nice. Okay. We're going to go ahead and tuck our feet. We're going to send our hips up into our downward facing dog. So ever so slowly, just meet me there. Once you get here, go ahead and come up on your tiptoes. And we're trying to get our belly to our thighs. It's not going to come there, but that's just a general direction. Just stretch through the shoulders for a second. And breathe. Just letting the head hang heavy. And go ahead and straighten that left foot down, trying to stretch through the calf again. Hamstring. And pick that left foot up and drop the right heel down. Stretching all down that right leg. And right heel comes up, left heel drops. And left heel comes up, right heel drops down. And try to get both heels towards the mat. They aren't going to come, or they might come. They might not. It's okay. Mine don't. We work on it every day. We're going to roll forward into a plank. And let's rock forward and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower all the way down to the belly. Take your hands to the outside edges of your mat. Go ahead and tent your fingers here. And on an inhale, we push up. Little cobra. And release. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release. Very nice. Go ahead and send that left hand around to grab that left foot. Trying to pull that left foot towards your booty. Get a nice quad stretch here. Breathing. Should feel really, really good. Nice, and release that left foot and grab that right foot with the right hand, trying to pull that right foot towards your booty. Still breathing, no holding or clenching here. Very nice, and release. Plant those hands, tuck those feet, come up, plank, and push back, downward dog. Very nice. On an inhale, let's go and lift that right leg up, 3-leg dog. Go and open up the hips, bend that right leg, and take some circles here. Going one way. And then we'll reverse the circle and take it the other way. And release that foot down. Oh, yes. Go and sweep that left leg up on your next inhale. Open those hips, bend that knee. And hips circle one way. And reverse that circle, going the other way. Beautiful. And release. Take a good inhale and exhale it out through the mouth. Let's do one together. Inhale. And sigh it all out. Very nice. Inhale, right leg up, 3-leg dog. Kind of bring it through, place it in between the hands, lower down that back knee, and allow your inhale to rise you up. Low lunge. Breathing. Go ahead and interlace your hands. Put them on that right knee. Give yourself a little bit of support here, really filling into these hips. I feel like I'm in paradise right now. I hope that you feel like you're in paradise with me right now. On your next exhale, we're going to push back, calf splits. Hands come to the mat. Square them hips. Light bend in that right knee is really going to help you here. And flex foot. Just pulse here, okay? So down and up, wherever your down is, okay? And if there's no down, just stay here and feel the stretch and speak loving kindness to yourself, not negativity. And go ahead and roll forward. Tuck those left toes, plant that left hand beside the right foot, and send that right hand up towards the sky. This should feel really, really nice. We're coming around for Skandasana on this right side. Best way for me to get you there is to plant that left hand, pivot that right foot and left foot, and go ahead and bring those hips on down. Hands at heart center, lift it up. If you're on your toes here, that's okay. A block or a pillow might be nice. Do that right foot. All right, breathing. And go and sit back on your booty. And bring this right foot into the left thigh. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold over that left leg. Light bend in this left leg will be very nice. And feet are flexed and pointed towards the ceiling. And breathe. You could even take the foot massage here. Great place to do this. Especially because our minds can become so full because this is not an easy stretch for everyone. Another one that I like to do is while I'm stretched and I'm down, I love to rub my hamstrings. I just think that our body, this is signaling my body to say, Stephanie loves you. Stephanie is caring for you. Let Stephanie nurture you. I feel like we beat our bodies up all the time. And when we really slow it down and take the time to show our bodies the love and the respect and honor that they deserve, I think that our bodies respond. What do you think? Maybe you can leave me a comment and let me know what you think there. All right. We're going to plant the right hand behind us. Lift those hips up, coming into kind of this little gate pose here. Left hand can go up and overhead. We're going to plant the hand on the mat and come into our downward dog. Oh yeah, snazzy, snazzy. Just take a few inhales and exhales through the nose here. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift that left leg up towards the sky. Bring it through in between the hands. Drop that right knee and allow yourself to rise up. Low lunge. Beautiful. Go ahead and take that interlace on that left thigh. Filling into these hips here. Smiling. So happy. So proud of yourself, working on this beautifully, wonderfully made body. Very nice. On your next exhale, let's push back, calf splits, hands come to the mat. Left toes go up towards the sky, slight bend in that left leg, squaring those hips off, digging that left heel into the ground. Same as the other side. If you took the pulses on the other side, let's go ahead and take them here. The inhales lengthen and the exhales take us deeper. Just imagine that breath to the movement. Very nice. Go and plant that left foot down. Tuck those right toes. Right hand beside left foot and left hand goes up towards the sky. And revolve side angle. Breathing, no holding or clenching. Beautiful. Coming around, Skandasana on this left foot here. So same things as last time. Go and pivot your feet, bringing those hips down, hands at heart center. If you need that block, please do take the block. Should feel really nice on your hips though. Breathe. And on your next exhale, go ahead and sit your booty back and bring that left foot into the right thigh. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale them down over that right leg. Take you a nice bend in that right leg. Right feet are pointed up towards the sky. And maybe take that foot massage here if you're able. Or rubbing maybe the hamstrings if that feels nice for you. Beautiful. Slowly bring yourself back up. Plant that right hand behind you and plant that left foot. Let's lift those hips up. And let's pivot around, coming into our downward facing dog. Little weird switcheroo there, and here we are, all back in downward facing dog. We're going to hop to the outside edge, our feet. We're going to hop our feet to the outside edges of the mat. So just wherever you get, come on down into our Yogi Squat here. Taking the elbows to the knees, pressing them to open up the hips. Bringing hands to heart center, really lifting that chest up. So we're not collapsing and dumping, we are lifted. Oh yeah. One of my absolute favorites is Yogi Squat. I hope you like this one too. And allow an exhale to bring your booty to the mat. Send your legs out wide. Our wide-legged, seated position. If you've done my other runner's flows, you know we do this at first, so this might feel a little better being all stretched out. We're going to inhale, arms up, and exhale, we fold forward. Just wherever you are, you be there. We drop what we think the pose is supposed to look like, and we go in for what it's supposed to feel like. You should feel this stretch all in your legs, inside, outside. Mainly the inside legs is where you should feel this. Feet are active and they're pulling back. They're not allowing to drop forward. Spine is long. We're not rounding through the spine to get our head down. We're lifted. We want the stretch in the legs. Maybe shutting the eyes down for just a second. I am love. And I am loving. I am loved. And I am loving. Inhale, slowly walk them hands up. And we're going to do some side stretches. So plant that left hand, right hand up and over. Coming in, trying to grab for that foot. I'm just going to stay here because this is what it's probably going to look like for most. We want to be lifted through the chest, and we really want to be stretching through that right side body here. Gaze is up. Inhale back to center. Right hand plants. Left hand sweeps up and over. Very nice. And inhale back up. Okay. We're going to come in for cow legs. So bring in that left leg. And then we're going to take this right one over the left. So we're trying to get the knees stacked, okay? So this is probably about where my husband gets, okay? He can still feel this pulling in his outer hips the same way that I feel it when mine are stacked. I like to sit here with my hands on my feet, or you can fold, whichever feels better for you. Just breathe into them hips. When we use our hips a lot, like running, walking, hiking, they get tight. And if we don't loosen them, they will just not be mobile. They'll just be strong. They won't have much flex and give to them. And I think that healthy is both strong and flexible, which gives us mobility. Inhale slowly to come up. We are going to do a twisty twizzle to get to the other side. So plant your hands, lift your hips up, keep your feet where they are, and let's walk around the back of the mat. Allow your feet to pivot too. And once you land, now your right foot's down, your left foot's on top. I love it. I think it's the funnest thing that we do. Well, second funnest. Rock and roll is my funnest. So once you get here, go ahead, sit up nice and tall. Hands on your feet. If you're here, you be here. If you want, you can fold. Whatever you prefer. Just breathe. Wherever you are, we breathe. Very gently, we come up. Go ahead and just peel that left leg off. Take your hands behind you. And let's windshield wiper those legs. Yes, feels very nice. After that, exaggerant hip opener. Enjoy the view for a second. We're going to come onto our backs. Go ahead and hug those knees in. We're coming in for Recline Pigeon. So go ahead and plant that left foot down. Take that right ankle right under that left knee. Interlace your hands behind that left thigh. And you can send the left leg straight, or you can keep it bent. Doesn't really matter. Pressing this right hand against this right elbow against the right knee to deepen that one. And pull. Little reclined pigeon action for us. Breathe. Active feet protects the knee. So that right foot definitely needs to be flexed. And release that left leg down. Uncross that right. And now let's take that left ankle right under that right knee. And go ahead and interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Same things here. Active left foot. It is flexed. That left elbow can be pressing against that left knee. Right leg can be straight or it can be bent. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you. Let me breathe. Sending that love to those hips. Gently release. We're going to come in for a little gentle bridge. So go ahead and plant those feet. Feel for them heels. Once you feel you're set up and lined up right, we're just going to tilt the pelvis towards the face. So this is really going to be great for our hip flexors, which we use a whole lot. So that's all we're focused on right now is those hip flexors. We're not pushing up to work on our thighs or our back or our belly. We are only doing the hip flexors. And pointing the pelvis and tilting it towards your face is going to allow that stretch to happen. Breathing. And release. Windshield wiper those legs. We're going to do it one more time. So just windshield wiper those legs left to right. Okay, let's come back in for it again. Feeling for those heels. And then tilting that pelvis towards your face. Breathing. I am loved and I am loving. Oh, yes. Beautiful release. And windshield wiper those legs. Very nice. You are amazing. We're going to go ahead and send the legs out long, coming in for our Shavasana here. Taking just a few minutes for ourselves to be in a peaceful, calm, quiet state. Allowing our bodies to be nourished by all that energy that we just built up. Making sure our breath is going all the way to our bellies. Full inhales and full exhales. And begin to bring the awareness back by wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe taking a big overhead stretch. And then rolling over onto your right side. And using your left hand to push you up to our seated position here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this was exactly what you were looking for, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.